Hello, Charlie. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Fallah from
Hi, Shahla.
FilmAwardsTV. Please tell me a little bit about it and how did you start? Maybe you give a little intro.
Okay, well, the film was begun in 1980 in New York City, and it was shown for the first time in Times Square in 1983. And when it was shown in 1983, it broke all house records in New York City for attendance in a movie theater. And so in a sense, it was popular as a film to be released, but it was made in 16 millimeter by people that had never been to film school, like myself. And it was made without a cast of actors. It was all real people playing themselves. But it's not a documentary. It was made as a kind of movie for teenagers. I thought of it as kind of an art movie for teenagers. So what I wanted was a kind of simple story that could tell us about a iconic subway graffiti writer named Zorro in the movie with one R, and it's sort of so. The idea is that the police and other people are after him. He's the most wanted person in the underground in New York because of his subway graffiti. That's why we call him Zorro. And it relates to of course, the original Zorro in some way with those Z's. He has a girlfriend who's a struggling graffiti artist herself, but these are people that really existed in the world that I was in, and Leaky Notice, who was playing the lead role, had painted more whole cars than anyone else, and painted more. What he was trying to say by his paintings is very deep and has a lot of messages and style and all these other things. But most importantly, I was trying to tell the story of hip hop, which was in the Bronx. And the Bronx in New York City was famous for being the most poverty stricken, and the place that was, when there was trouble in New York, that was the worst place always, because services were non-existent there. Yeah. And people were struggling. But in that condition, there was a culture called hip hop that grew up that people knew called rapping. They called it rapping. And it grew up in the late 70s, but it became commercial in the 1980s. And the movie was partly responsible for making it popular around the world. It introduced the culture to people around the world. In 1982, the film was shown on ZDF German television, and there appeared graffiti on the Berlin Wall that was incredible. That was because of the movie, let's say. And it played here in London in 1983 at the ICA. But where the film was first shown was in Japan, because someone from Japan learned of the film and got the rights to bring a large group of 25 people from the movie to Japan, and they did tours of Japan, and we showed it in all these movie theaters, and it had people were scratch mixing records by the week that we were there, and they were duplicating the culture that they were seeing in the movie. So it had an immediate effect, and it was a success.
So you redo this movie again, bring it up and see.
So what we did was, Arrow Films has made a 4K restoration of the movie, which is bringing the film into a new existence in theaters and in and packaging, etc. Which is
It does good like you did in
Well,
1980.
yes, because when it's shown in a movie theater like it was here in London, you have a giant, like in both houses. It was at the St. Charles Cinema, which is quite large, and it sold out to St. Charles. And I was there also for the first screening, and it sold out both screenings. And they had the first screening, I know, was over 400 people that were in there, and they all stayed for the talk afterwards, and it was a great
Clap a lot.
it was a great time. It was a great time.
Well, we are so happy to see you.
The movie itself looks so innocent to me. The people seem innocent to me, and in the best way. They're not naive, they're innocent, which means they're expressing desire to become something and to be something, and they are. The movie is proof that they are. So sure, and it's nice to talk to you. Thank you very much. All right.